Ladies and gentlemen, it is Monday, which means we have ourselves a new edition of the NHL's 3 Stars of the Week. Presented by a sponsor, which I'm not going to say because, quite frankly, I'm not sponsored. So there's no reason to go out there and give our props over to Geico. But in this video, what I wanted to do was talk about how crazy and mind-blowing it is that these 3 guys are on the Stars of the Week based off of the weeks they had had. My goodness, is the NHL just a continual cycle of the same things happening over and over again? Let's dive into it here, shall we? The first star of the week is Alex Ovechkin, the Washington Capitals. The second star of the week was Marty Necas of the Carolina Hurricanes. And the third star of the week was none other than Sid the Kid, Sidney Crosby from Pittsburgh. Now, just diving into this right here, we'll leave it over to a comment on the R Hockey subreddit to describe just what exactly the tale of the tape here is. The year is 2084. Quebec City has 2 hockey teams after the Panthers and Lightning could no longer be in Florida because it's underwater. There's some 19-year-old phenom who only handles the puck by juggling it and scores 12 goals per game in juniors. And Ovechkin and Crosby are the stars of the week. Ovechkin is trying to break 1,500 goals, and Crosby is closing in on Gretzky's points record. You think he'll only average 10 goals a year in his 90s? Fake fan. Yeah, it's ridiculous that the year is 2024 and we are still seeing Ovechkin and Crosby have this crazy of a week in order for them to be put on the list here. Now let's go over the point production. Ovechkin had 4 games played and 9 points this previous week with 5 goals. Marty Necas also had 9 points, but he did so in 3 games. 2 fewer goals than Ovi, though, which is why he's second overall on the 3 stars of the week. And Sidney Crosby had 7 points in 3 games, 4 goals, 3 assists. In fact, for Marty Necas in the middle here, it gets even crazier when you look at some of the other numbers. This was a post made on the NHL Instagram page. Marty Necas, since dyeing his hair blonde, has 17 points in 8 games. Yeah, that's a very legitimate stat. Since dyeing his hair blonde. I mean, the numbers speak for themselves. Over double points per game for this guy as a blonde dude. Let's go back over onto the article and read just how crazy this story is. Washington Capitals left wing Ovechkin, Hurricanes center Necas, and Penguins center Sidney Crosby have been named the NHL's 3 stars of the week. First star, Ovechkin, left wing, Capitals. Ovechkin scored in all 4 of his games, leading or co-leading the NHL in goals with 5, points with 9, and plus-minus with a +7 to power the Capitals, who are 8-3-0 with 16 points, to a 3-1-0 week. He notched 2 goals, his 174th career multi-goal performance, which is second overall in league history, in a 5-3 triumph over the New York Rangers on October 29th. Ovechkin then posted back-to-back 1 goal, 2 assists, 3-point games in a 6-3 victory against the Montreal Canadiens October 31st and a 7-2 win over the Columbus Blue Jackets on November 2nd. He became the 4th player in NHL history to record consecutive 3-point games at age 39 or older, joining Jean Rattel, Tim Horton, and Gordie Howe. That's pretty interesting. I didn't realize that Tim Horton played until he was that old. Ovechkin finished the week with 1 goal in a 4-2 loss to the Carolina Hurricanes November 3rd, making him the first player to register a 4-game goal streak at age 39 or older since Jaromir Jagr did in 2013. Ovechkin, who ranks second in Washington with 7 goals and 7 assists with 14 points through 11 games this season, now has 860 goals in his career, 35 shy of passing Wayne Gretzky's league record. Now here's the thing with the Great 8. A lot of people, myself included, were kind of saying, oh yeah, I don't know if Ovechkin's going to be able to break the record this year. He needed 42 goals at the beginning of the season to break it. Because he had 31 goals the year prior and 42 the year before that, actually, let's do the math here. So 7 goals in total. What's his NHL overall at? Yeah, so he was at 853. 42 goals, right? To beat the record, something like that. Some people, myself included, were kind of questioning whether or not Ovechkin would be able to hit that mark. Maybe he hits 30 this year and then 30 next year and then he gets the record done. But this guy's come out with a vengeance, man. Over a point per game, on pace for his first 100-point season since, gosh darn, when was the last time he had 100 points? 2009, 2010? Crazy to think Ovi hasn't had a 100-point season since then, but when you're scoring 50 goals a year, I guess it doesn't really matter. This year, he is on pace for 52, which would be his first 50-goal season since 21-22, which he accomplished still when he was trying to break this record. 42 goals and 31 goals the next 2 years, and then kind of taking the gas pedal a little bit off in the playoffs. That's kind of what we had seen out of Ovechkin this past little while here. Very, very fun to see him going out there and just keep on scoring goals. I mean, thinking about it, he has been like everything we wanted prime Ovechkin to be in this season. Like, I think even the Capitals fans may not have expected this out of Alex Ovechkin to open up 2024-2025, a 104-point pace a year with 52 goals as the projection here. He's going to break Gretzky's record in no time. He could do it by the end of next month if he continues like this. Okay, maybe that's a little bit of a hyperbole there, but he's still 35 goals away, which realistically, when you think about it, 35 is not that bad of a number, man. If Alex Ovechkin, like, of course, knock on wood, if he ends up missing out the remainder of the season and he comes back next year, he could score 35 goals next year. Realistically, I'm a lot more optimistic now that he's going to break that record, and a week like this just kind of cements everything. I think a lot of NHL fans are buying into the hype too. Now, let's go over to our blonde guy, Marty Necas, who shared the league in points with 9 in 3 games, tallying multiple points in each game to lift the Hurricanes to a perfect week in their 6th straight victory dating to October 22nd. He collected 2 points, highlighted by an assist on Sebastian Aho's overtime winner in a 4-3 triumph against the Vancouver Canucks October 28th. Necas then registered a goal, 3 assists, and 4 points, both his 3rd career 3-assist and 4-point performances, in an 8-2 win versus the Boston Bruins on October 31st. He added 1 goal, 2 assists for 3 points, including the tying goal and an assist on the game winner in a 4-2 victory over the Capitals on November 3rd. The 25-year-old Necas, who has found the score sheet in each contest during Carolina's 6-game winning streak, ranks 9th in the NHL with 18 points through 10 total games this season. His 18 points are tied with Eric Staal, who did 9-9-18 in 2005-2006 for the most points by a Hurricanes or a Whalers player through the team's first 10 games of a campaign. And I think the top comment here on the Instagram goes out there and describes it pretty well. It took some ice time and the money for Marty Necas to really pop out here. He is exploding offensively. And this is kind of why he demanded so much money when the entire negotiation process was going on. It's why there was some sort of a holdup. Hey, I'm not getting playing time. I'm not being used. I want to be used. I think I'm better than what you're showing me, Carolina. And guess what? Marty Necas shows off in this season's worth of play that he's on pace for 147 points and 59 goals. Now, does he get to 147? Okay, hold your horses there. If he gets to maybe like 90, that would be a really good benchmark for him. If he gets anything above that, I think he blows everybody's expectations out of the water. But maybe it really is the blonde frosted tips that are helping him out in this situation, because as long as he keeps that up, hopefully we will see Marty Necas continue this point scoring too. And finally, let's go over to the character foil for Alex Ovechkin, the 3rd star of the week. Crosby factored on 7 of the Penguins' 8 total goals, all except an empty netter in their final contest, totaling 4 goals and 3 assists for 7 points and 2 game-winning goals in 3 appearances to lead Pittsburgh to a pair of victories. That's crazy. Wait a minute, what? The Penguins only had 8 goals this past week, and Crosby had 7 points? Oh my goodness, the involvement percentage on that, 7 over 8, that's 87.5%. 8-7 right there, baby. Sidney Crosby posted 3 helpers, his 64th career 3-assist game, which is tied for 6th in NHL history, and 180th career 3-point performance, which is 7th in NHL history, in a 5-3 loss to the Minnesota Wild on October 29th. Crosby then scored twice in each of his next 2 games, highlighted by his 22nd career overtime goal, which is 2nd in NHL history, in a 2-1 triumph over the Anaheim Ducks on October 31st, thanks Cutter Gauthier, and his 93rd career game-winning goal, which is tied for 14th in NHL history, in a 3-1 victory against the Montreal Canadiens on November 2nd. The 37-year-old Crosby, the 37-year-old Crosby. Think about that for a second, eh? Who leads the Penguins with 5 goals and 9 assists for 14 points in total games this season, will face Ovechkin for the 70th time in the regular season and 95th time overall when Pittsburgh visits Washington this Friday. That is absolutely insane. Just think about how Ovechkin and Crosby are back up here at the top of the NHL for the 3 stars of the week. Marty Necas also dominating after the entire kerfuffle with him in the contract situation last year. This has been a mind-blowing 3 stars of the week showcase for NHL hockey, and I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about Ovi, Necas, Crosby? Thoughts in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.